Hello class, this is my my first ever video blog, but my second video here for technology applications. And for this video blog, I used an article titled Generation Y and Higher Education, the Other Y2K. And so this article was really interesting because being born in 1990s, I'm considered to be part of the millennial generation and the Y2K as it's called. So this article is really interesting because it really discussed the impacts that millennials have on higher education today. And so a lot of times millennials take a lot of heat for almost being spoiled and so reliant on technology. And so that's also something, that I like to address because yes, millennials are very reliant on technology, but I don't believe that is something that is necessarily a bad thing. And so that's kind of what this article talked about. This was done by Sally Neiman, and she is over the Planning and Assurance Services at the University of South Australia. And so this was a study done in South Australia. But basically what it said is that millennials, with their mobile phones and technology is considered to be their right arm. So something that, again, that they have to live with, something that is just a part of everyday life. And so one of the statistics that they threw out was Australian children between 5 and 14, 90% of those children have access to computer and internet. And so, of course, that gets even more as they get older and they can afford their own internet services. So, but it pretty much goes on to talk about how the notion of millennials now in the career services is that they're finding less and less loyalty. Loyalty is something millennials want immediacy. They want to be promoted right off the bat, which, in all honesty, everybody in a perfect world would love to be advanced to their careers automatically. But of course, that's not how that works. And so, of course, in a world where Google can be accessed by the touch of a button, millennials, it is showing that millennials are expecting more immediacy. They have shorter attention spans. And so basically how this kind of leads into higher education is students or millennials are now getting this, and this is, of course, what the study says, that more millennials are having the praise for anything mentality, so participation awards and all that. And so you're seeing more and more students actually drop classes due to the competitiveness of the classes. And so at the University of South Australia, they're finding it harder to keep students in these competitive courses because they see how tough they are going to be and how hard they're going to have to work. And so to move on with that, one of the things that it says millennials expect in an online education class is the immediacy. So the professor, it's almost an unrealistic expectation of the professors are expected to respond to the students day of or within a very short time frame. So and another thing that Sally Neiman had said in her study was that the University of South Australia is actually struggling to keep their retention rates up, as well as retention and transfer rates. And so because students now, like the percentage of students or young adults and their millennials who are leaving jobs after the first year has increased, and so their retention rate the same, expecting immediacy. And so one of the things that Sally had recommended was institutions should focus on a short-term goal instead of a long-term, an 8-year career goal, and so on and so forth. But I find this article very interesting because I think, again, millennials get a bad reputation for being so reliant on technology. And again, I don't believe that is necessarily a bad thing. And a lot of that is with this study. The study was actually not saying how it's a bad thing. It's just how this world has gone to where online education and technology itself has just become a crucial part of everyday life. So, again, that's my article. And this is my video blog, and I hope you all get a chance to read the article. Thanks.